some of my favorite devices were HTC. So when I bought the HTC 10, only one word could describe it: nostalgic. What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life, and these are my final thoughts on the HTC 10. Basically, the verdict, how I feel about this phone is this is not going to be a real detailed spec review, but it's just going to be the pros and cons, strong points, and weak points of this device. Now, I'm gonna start off by saying I'm feeling the device, and I'm gonna get into why I'm feeling the device in a minute. But I'm gonna get into the cons of this device in a minute, or the things that I wish was on this device that this device doesn't have. First of all, this device, uh, I wish it was a complete boom sound system on this device. As you can see, you've got a bottom-facing speaker, and you've got a speaker right here. It's supposed to be a sound type deal, but it's not really doing it for me like boom sound was when I had my M8. I never had an M9, but I did have an M8, and like I said, speaker right here, and then a speaker pointing down. This speaker is for the lows. This speaker is for the highs, and it's supposed to create some type of surround sound. It is a quality sound, but the volume is not there. I like quality and clarity, but the volume is not there at all. It sounds good, but you cannot turn this phone up at all and really enjoy content like you could on the boom sound speakers. That's one con. The next con of this phone, they have dropped the IR blaster off this device. A lot of people was like, "Oh, that's a gimmick. That's a gimmick." No, not to BG Tech Life. IR blaster is crucial. The only phone I have to have an IR blaster right now is my LG G5. IR blaster is crucial to me. I like just hooking it up to every TV. I might be at your house and come hook my IR blast up or hook my phone up and be determining what we gonna watch at your house with my eye blaster. I really love that feature. I wish they would have kept it for this device. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a hi-fi DAC in here for audio. I'm not exactly sure if that's the reason they didn't bring back an eye blaster, but I missed the eye blaster. Okay. Second thing about this phone that I'm not really feeling, well, it's the camera. The camera on this device, I have Samsung devices. I got a Note, which I'm recording this video with right now. I have a Note 5. I got an S7 Edge. Um, the camera on this device, in a good situation, you can take a great picture. But I find it harder with this camera to actually take a great picture. Excuse the plane because I'm outside, but I find it hard to take a great picture with this device as easily as I can with one of my Samsung devices. With my S7 Edge, is basically a point and shoot, and boom, I got a crisp picture. With this phone, I have to play with it. Even though it has laser autofocus and the dual tone flash, I feel like I still have to play with it more to get the picture, the exact picture that I want. The just taking a picture, in auto mode, you know, which is, for us beginners, because I'm not a photographer and I'm not, I like to take pictures though, but I'm not really well versed in photography. But I notice with this camera, I have to work on it heavier. This glass that covers the camera lens, I noticed that if you get even a little smudge on that, it will distort the whole picture. I've never found myself more wiping the glass around the camera off of a phone than this phone, because I was just getting some crazy blurry pictures. I don't know if because the glass is so big. I'm not exactly sure. I know this happens on other phones. It's only, right, that if you got a dirty camera lens, or the glass that go over your camera is dirty, the picture not gonna be perfect. But I noticed more this camera is very sensitive, and it doesn't produce as easy or as well as other cameras. Also, the camera UI, the camera interface on this device is very simple. And like I said, it can take a decent photo and it focuses decent, but it's just, the photos that I've taken, they are not, when I take it, they just do not appear. When I don't have to put effort in with other devices. Like I've just took some good pictures, but like when let the settings change, or let the background change, or it get a little darker, it's not as easy to take a picture. I like the front facing camera, the optical image stabilization. I can notice that. I posted some videos to my Instagram that I used. You can follow me on Instagram, BG Tech Life. I posted some of the videos when I used this optical image stabilization on this front facing camera, which is 5 megapixels, and they were decent videos, and you could tell the difference between if you're in a situation where you move, and you can definitely tell the difference between a camera without the optical image stabilization on the front and one with it. So that's cool or whatever, but I just wish the camera was a little stronger and just took a better picture, was able to take a better picture in auto mode in different environments, not just a clean, crisp, clear day. But I mean, the camera's not, completely garbage or nothing like that. It's a good camera, but it's just compared to the other flagships like the G5 and the S7 Edge, it's one of this phone's weaknesses. So, basically, I'm through with the weaknesses. Only thing, I might say, oh, I wish this phone was a little bigger, but this is the size that HTC was going for, and this is the size the phone been. So I'm not gonna say, oh, they should have made this phone bigger or anything like that. I wish they made a plus version of this phone though, because I'm really feeling this phone. So I wish they had a plus version. Now, if we get into it, let's get into it. Things that I'm really feeling about this phone. I'm an HTC fan. I've been an HTC fan for the longest. My first Android phone was a HTC. Matter of fact, not my first Android phone, but that phone that I fell in love with, started rooting and ROMing and everything, was an HTC Thunderbolt. I loved that phone to death, and that's when I really started getting into the tech. Well, I was into the tech before that, but I really really liking HTC and their products more so than anybody else products. After that, I had an HTC Resound that I loved. I had a HTC M8 and a HTC DNA. I also loved the DNA. The DNA at the time had like 441 ppi, 8 complete HD display on it, and it was just shutting everything down on the display. So I've been an HTC fan, and this phone is nostalgia for me. This is my M8, but on steroids. It's my M8, and what they did was take what they do best, the unibody aluminum design, and they hopped it up to with modern flagship specs. Last device, the A9 or something, they kind of went a cheaper route, and it kind of, just kind of like messed them over in the end, because people weren't feeling the design. It looked like the people, like, they just copied off the iPhone. I like how they went back to the original design and seeing how people love chamfered edges on devices, and that's what they went with. So first thing I love about this device, the build. Yeah, it looks like previous HTC devices like the M8 and the M9, but you got this big chamfer around here. You got this edge. It's looking sick. And those were the best looking phones at the time. A lot of companies went to metals and stuff like that because of HTC. So this is classic nostalgia HTC right here. So that's my first thing, the build. It's nothing like getting in the car, like leaving my phone in the car and it being cold outside. Then when I get in the car, pick up my phone is cold. Like, this phone is a little heavy, I noticed, than most of the flagships I have, but I like that. You can feel, I hate putting a case on this device. I like feeling this build quality, this unibody design. It is nothing like it. You just feel like you holding just a piece of steel, and that's like the best. Like, you talk about build quality, that's the best. This is the best structural design you will find, and it's very attractive. Excuse me, with the chamfer edges and this like frost type aluminum on the back, and this more glossy aluminum chamfered edge. Also, the buttons. These are the best buttons I've ever had on a cellular device. Honestly. Button placement on this device is off the chain. I like, and you have your volume rocker right here, which is easy to get to. This is a one-handed size phone for me. I'm a dude with big hands. This so it's like I can get from here to here easy. You know, this is, you know, that one hand decides for me. Devices that's 5.1 inches, 5.2 inches, 5.3 inches. I can one hand them, and I can get from volume up, volume down, right here to the power button. Everything is easy. Everything is one hand motion. Can get all the way up here with one hand. So I'm definitely feeling the button placement. The button placement is sick, and this power button is the best power button ever on any. I'm gonna say this now, on any device that I've owned. This is my favorite power button. These ridges. This just feels like again just more aluminum and just a great overall build and experience of holding this device and the build on this device. And I use everything, the quality, the transfer edges, all of that. This device basically, hold on, let me get back in focus. This device killed the LG G5 on the aluminum tip. Even though the LG G5 is modular, you know, they jumped out there with that modular stuff. They better start kicking out the modular products, because they losing right now if they just come out with this camera and that's the only reason they made it modular, which kind of mess with the build quality a little bit. But like I said, the build on this phone, I love it. I didn't have a case the first week I had this phone, and I'm not even that type of guy to rock phones without a case, but I just love the build of this phone. This type of phone I can put a tempered glass screen protector on and just hold on to it. Second, the fingerprint scanner. This fingerprint scanner on this device is very fast. The fingerprint scanner and this touch capacitor button I'm feeling. And it's just very quick. The fingerprint scanner is just as fast as your iPhone 6S. And as you can see, trying to get this thing back in focus, y'all. As you can see, let's do a test. There it is, that fast. I'm gonna do one more test. Okay. It's locked. Drop my thumb down. Unlocked. It's fast fingerprint scanner. And that's really dope. And it's never like, it doesn't fail on me. I can't even remember when it has failed on me. So this is a sick fingerprint scanner / home button. I'm feeling it. It's got a little vibration to it. It's got like a little haptic feed to it. So when you touch it, you know you touched it or whatever. Like I said, fingerprint scanner, you can't beat it. Drop your finger on that and it's unlocked that fast. Wow. Loving that. HTC, shout out to them. The HTC One Max, I remember they had a raggedy fingerprint scanner, but the fingerprint scanner on this phone is definitely dope. That's just like I said, this is my M8 on steroids. M8 brought to the forefront with a fingerprint scanner. This screen, just another reason that you can see that the screen on this device is not as bright as the S7, but at the same time is not as dim. Hold on, y'all, we got a plane passing. My fault. But it's not as dim as the G5. The G5, you got to turn that screen all the way up. This screen is all the way up right now. I'm outside, I'm recording. There's not a lot of sun out here, anything like that. So I'm just, I'm for the purpose of the video, I got it all the way up. But like I said, the S7 has a very bright, beautiful AMOLED display. This device has a more everybody know the S7 is like cartoonish with oversaturated colors. This display, these colors are on point. This is a more realistic display. This is a UHD display, 2K display. So, you know what I'm saying? My M8 on steroids. The display is just beautiful. The display is very, if you can just look at these colors, if you catch these colors, that's where I catch them. They're realistic. They're not cartoonish. It's not too bright. It's just perfect, just right. And as you can see, the black still gets very black on this display. The black still looks very, if you can look at my home screen, the black still is represented very well. And I like this black bezel around it, because if you got a black home screen like this, everything just syncs and everything flows. So the display is not super bright, but it's not dim at all, and it's got a realistic representation of colors. And I'm really feeling the screen on this phone. So the screen, that's another pro. That's why it's the M8 on steroids. Now, next, if you notice, here I got my blank feed going on. If you notice, I'm still on Sense. All of my other phones are on Nova Launcher. I'm not gonna put Nova on this. I've been a fan of Sense. I like Sense. I like Sense is simple. It's not too heavily themed. I like the search bar, the search button up here. I like being able to get straight to the Play Store when I'm in my app drawer. I like that. I like the little different customizations and management of apps that Sense provides. And if you like again, look at these. Like I said, representation of colors. Just talk about the screen one good time. Look at these apps. These apps look amazing. These apps. This is the crystal clear representation. Look at the blue on Twitter, not cartoonish, but just the not oversaturated, but the perfect blue. Like I said, Sense is just dope to me. I like Sense. I like the settings in Sense. I'm into Sense. I like Sense. Sense is fast. It's not lagging at all. Not even the blink feed is lagging it out. So that's just another dope thing about this phone to me. I don't have to change the launcher. I got this device. And the reason probably maybe I'm partial to Sense, maybe because I've had Sense phones and I love them, and like I said, it's nostalgia to me. It's like, okay, I got Sense with 4 gigs of RAM and a Snapdragon 820. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got Sense on steroids. So it's like it's nostalgia to me. I'm really loving this. This is my favorite clock widget ever. I remember after I stopped using HTC phones, I would download HD widgets just to make this clock widget again on all my other phones. My favorite clock widget, the HTC Sense clock widget, is my favorite clock widget. And this is my favorite weather app where you get the clouds and the rain and all that. I love the HTC with the AccuWeather weather app. And combined with the Sense clock widget. So this is all nostalgia for me. I'm loving Sense. Sense is smooth. It's not overdone. It's not too much. Even blink feed is smooth. Smooth transition. I'm using blank feed. Like just like with TouchWiz, I can't remember exactly what it is, but TouchWiz has their own version of some type of blank feed. But every Samsung device I get, I have to cut it off. I automatically disable it because it's it's just not doing it for me. It's not doing it for me. It's not it's slowing down the phone. It's slowing down the processing of the phone, which I do not like. But blink feed is smooth, but on Sense. So I'm definitely feeling Sense. So if you worried about, what's going, is it Sense slow? You gonna have to get Nova? No, I'm a dude that will switch to Nova in a second. My G5, my S7, and my Note is on Nova launcher. This is staying on Sense, and I'm feeling it. Cause if I wasn't feeling it, this phone will be Nova launcher down. Another, let's get into some more pros of this phone. As we have another plane passing by, we went over the build, went over the display, went over Sense. Okay, we went over the fingerprint scanner. These are all things I'm loving about this device, and I'm trying to make sure I do not forget nothing to give y'all about this in particular device. Oh, this right here. Okay, I know the speakers. The speakers are fairly decent. We got that surround with this front speaker and this bottom speaker, which is supposed to, supply you with some type of surround sound. But this is the bass down here, which is cool. It's sort of functional. But this hi-fi or audio deck that they got in here, It's like some type of already amplified for your headphones. All you have to do is get you a nice premium pair of earbuds. This sounds so good. Even in my vehicle. Even in my vehicle, you can notice the difference. Um, the reproduction of the highs and the lows out of here are just, ridiculous. You getting bass, you getting volume mixed with clarity for your treble and deep solid bass, all from this deck right here. And I mean, it's just a listening experience. I find myself just, even when I'm on my laptop, like let's say I'm in Starbucks on my laptop, get to this. When I get to when I go in there, I hook my earbuds up to this phone because it sounds that good. So, like I said, man, this thing sounds amazing. You get you some high quality headphones or earbuds, and you can just have a whole listening experience. Rap, R&B, whatever you listen to, it's gonna sound so good connected to something quality coming out of here. And they've got a whole let me see. They've got a whole setting dedicated to even tuning. Oh, see, I don't have any earbuds hooked up right now, but they've got a whole section for your HTC Boom sound to tune your headphones how you want them to sound, man. So, like I said, the screen on this phone is amazing. The build is great. The camera is not one of the best cameras out there. It's okay though. It'll get by. It ain't nothing to complain about. But I wish it had an eye blaster. But screen great, build great, fingerprint scanner great, sensors great. The audio coming out of here is completely amazing. So if you was an HTC fan and you like your HTC phones, go ahead, man, and try this phone out, because I was definitely somebody that loved HTC phones, and I picked this phone up, and I'm definitely feeling it. Some people picked it up and returned it, but if you was an HTC head, man, you gonna love this because it's just nostalgia on steroids, man. This your man BG Tech Life. I'm out. Follow me on Instagram, BG Tech Life. Follow me on Twitter, BG_Tech Life. And this is the HTC 10. Nostalgia on steroids.